Victoria had a keen interest. This was not a commercial endeavor. Meghan Markle was meant to co-host, and it was something she was passionate about. Millions of dollars were donated since the poster featured a duchess. It was a sign of attention. It meant that kids would receive the assistance they required. Everyone thought the pairing would be ideal. However, then something took place. There was an email. A supposed email from one of Meghan's assistants. Per Duchess's request, please consider alternative fashion sponsorship, it stated. Concerns have been expressed regarding external press narratives and brand alignment. To put it another way, Meghan didn't want Victoria's name associated with the occasion. Victoria's name vanished from the fundraising posters in an instant. No explanation, no thank you, and no warning. Victoria has worked on this event for months. She had used her own funds, contributed her drawings, and provided support without requesting anything in exchange. She was abruptly informed that she didn't fit the brand, though. The Beckhams took their next action the morning after Victoria's shocking remark rocked the world. It wasn't loud, though. It wasn't overly dramatic. It was easy. Victoria's style, exactly. David Beckham shared a picture on Instagram. Just one image. He was their daughter, Victoria. A typical family moment. The world stopped scrolling, though, because of the caption. In the end, the truth is always revealed. Just 7 words. Meghan was not mentioned by him. He didn't make fun of anyone. He didn't have to tag anyone, but he didn't. Everyone knew exactly what he meant. And the subsequent events revealed whose side the industry supported. The post was subtly liked by more celebrities. Others, aware that something significant was changing, observed in silence. It wasn't Victoria versus Meghan for the first time. The Beckham family stood unified, composed, and communicating just enough for the world to comprehend. The quiet that used to safeguarded everyone had vanished, and it was being replaced by something new, momentum. The globe was beginning to move in Victoria's direction. Meghan's crew sensed it. Insiders in Hollywood sensed it. The world pays attention when the Beckhams take action, so even Meghan's own fans could sense it. And this was just the start. Victoria Beckham's speech at that gala. Meghan Markle was anticipated to reply, perhaps a post, an interview, or even a modest statement from her staff. However, nothing was present instead. Not a no remark, not a tweet, not a whisper. Even those in Meghan's influential circle who had previously stood up for her remained utterly mute. Oprah remains mute. Serena Williams remains silent. Prince Harry remains mute. During all of this, Harry was apprehended by paparazzi at an airport. His gaze were ahead, his lips taut, and his head lowered. Questions were yelled by reporters. He remained silent. And that quiet didn't appear to be strength for the first time. It appeared to be concern. Victoria's words felt stronger, sharper, and more credible every minute. Meghan remained silent. Then something appeared on the internet, adding fuel to the flames. A brief 14-second audio clip. "She's lucky I don't say what I know about her," a calm yet scathing woman's voice said. No context, no name. However, the uploader asserted that Meghan was speaking about Victoria Beckham and that the voice belonged to her. Some claimed the audio was fraudulent. It was real, according to others. Even Meghan's most ardent supporters stopped talking. One large fan account removed their pinned tweet in support of Meghan and replaced it with a single line. "I'm at a loss for words if that audio is authentic." Regarding the video, Victoria did not publish anything. She did not stand up for herself. She didn't criticize Meghan. But a person close to her told reporters 5 things that revealed the whole truth. She wasn't shocked, but she was dissatisfied. The impact of their words was like lightning. They informed the world that Victoria already knew what Meghan was capable of, even though they did not directly accuse Meghan. Because this was more than simply a friendship gone awry. There were serious stakes in this quiet conflict. The world waited for Victoria's next move after the audio clip went viral. Would she say anything more? Would she remain silent? Would she confront Meghan head-on? Then the murmurs started. There were rumors that Victoria Beckham was thinking of doing something she had never done before. A lengthy in-person interview with a reputable journalist. Unfiltered, straightforward, and clear. This concept was startling for someone like Victoria, who based her entire reputation on elegance and quiet. A close friend of hers, "People only know half the story," he said to a reporter. "She's prepared to share the rest." Hollywood trembles at the sound of such words. Because Victoria's credibility is something Meghan's team is afraid of, she avoids tabloids. On podcasts, she doesn't give clues. She doesn't say anything until it's really important. Therefore, everyone understood that Victoria wouldn't be willing to participate in a true interview. Exaggerating, she wouldn't act overly theatrical, she would be truthful. Furthermore, since an interview with Victoria Beckham wouldn't be rumor, factual is far riskier, history would be made of it. Meghan Markle is making an effort to rejoin a group that she previously left, the Circle of Beckham. Years before, she had silently frozen out of the same Beckham circle. Long before the public became aware of it, the same circle ceased to respond to her calls. Meghan only wanted a way back in, according to people close to the incident. Regaining the favor of Britain's most esteemed power couple, returning to the company of those she had previously shunned. However, you shouldn't upset Victoria Beckham and then casually approach her years later, in the hopes that the past has magically healed. Because Victoria shut off that realm as soon as Meghan attempted to re-enter it. The world realized why the night she finally uttered those 7 words on stage. Our story starts at that point. The champagne was cool, the lights were gentle. The room was full of folks whose names could halt traffic on their own. It was meant to be a straightforward, stylish, polished, and unmemorable London gala. Victoria Beckham had been to this kind of event 100 times without ever making a big impression. Wearing the same serene poise she'd held since her Spice Girls days, she walked effortlessly onto the stage. Victoria wasn't merely presenting a prize. She was demonstrating once more why she was regarded as the queen of the quiet class. However, everything changed in the middle of her sentence. "I kept quiet too long," Victoria confessed, turning to face a journalist who had been covering her for years. People must be aware of what she did. Meghan's name was not mentioned by her. She was not required to. The space went cold. Each famous person leaned forward on their chair. Nobody had ever heard Victoria Beckham say that. 11 seconds. It was just that. It was captured on someone's phone. Before dessert was served, the video was posted online. For the first time in years, Victoria Beckham broke her silence in front of 4 million viewers by the next morning. This was no longer gossip. This was a tale with a beginning, a middle, and a betrayal that reverberated throughout Hollywood. In the United Kingdom. But we must go back to the beginning in order to comprehend why that one line struck such a deep chord. Victoria Beckham once welcomed Meghan Markle rather than merely putting up with her. Meghan had never encountered the harsh, unrelenting strain of the British media when she first entered the royal spotlight. And more than others, Victoria was aware of that pressure. She had experienced decades of gossip, cameras, and tabloids. She thus took a unique action. She made direct contact with Meghan, not through help or a PR message. Victoria shared her private contact list with Meghan, something she rarely shared with others. Not just names, but individuals who worked with the UK's most influential people. Upscale stylists, crisis public relations specialists, discreet spa owners trusted by A-list clients, and London's most exclusive insiders in fashion. She was expressing, "I am familiar with this world. Allow me to assist you in getting through it." Meghan readily agreed. Before long, the two were spotted together at Wimbledon, whispering stories to each other while the cameras flashed, laughing like old friends. Victoria personally shipped items directly to Kensington Palace from her fashion store. Wearing them with pride, Meghan complimented Victoria's interviews and designs. Victoria didn't have to do this, people in the fashion industry muttered. She is making a sincere effort to assist her. She wants Meghan to feel encouraged. It seemed like a strong coalition for a split second. The British fashion queen and the Hollywood Duchess. 2 attractive ladies came together. Together, 2 icons are resisting the pressure. However, as lovely as everything appeared on them from the outside, that friendship was already starting to fall apart. The atmosphere surrounding Meghan changed toward the end of 2019. Her smile had diminished. She was less inclined to trust. And some who knew her well said she sensed a problem. Someone she thought was giving the media access to personal information. Not trivial details, not public occasions, but private matters. Only few in her tight circle were aware of it. The rumors began at that point. Victoria Beckham was the name that was whispered behind closed doors. The majority of people thought the concept was absurd. Victoria had guarded her solitude for decades. She was not the kind to exchange secrets for media attention. However, Meghan started to believe that someone close to her was speaking. Thus, she responded the only method she was aware of. She silently interrupted individuals without giving a reason. The invitations stopped being sent out one day. The messages ceased to be answered one day. Victoria Beckham, the person who had opened Meghan's world, was abruptly excluded one day. And the amicable Wimbledon laughter was only a memory. No phone call, no conflict, nothing. When Meghan once Harry resigned from his royal responsibilities, the bond vanished. The Beckhams were no longer invited, or a member of the group that they had previously assisted Meghan in navigating. There was quiet. Unbreakable quiet, thick and chilly. And perhaps the world would never have discovered the truth if that quiet had not been broken. However, there are always boundaries to silence.